PUS'HER, you are moving with purpose. You are speaking with purpose. PUS'HER, we are healing out loud with you. Don't stop pushing forward. Don't stop sharing your truth. Continue to trust God and believe in His plans for you. PUS'HER, we are healing with you. We see you.
Hey, it is your girl PUS'HER. If you're not pushing forward, you're moving backwards. Say it out loud. Forward ever, backwards never. No, really, say that thing out loud. Forward ever, backwards never. Yes, it is your girl PUS'HER. I do have a few announcements, but like last week, I'm going to save it to the end. Yes, because I like to maximize every second of every minute in this hour because I respect your time. And I definitely respect my time. As always, I appreciate you. And on Ada, I have your book. I see you always the first one pulling up to the PUS'HER community. Yes, the doors of the PUS'HER community are open. So I need you to share. I need you to like. If you are trying to comment and you can't, that's because you got to subscribe. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can join the PUS'HER community in the chat. Yes. Shout out to Marlo. I see you. Hello. Shout out to Cynthia Brown. I see you. Hello. And so chat, tonight we're going to be chatting. Yes, we are. So let me remind you, did you get your copy of It Takes One to Know One workbook and journal, People PUS'HER? And yes, remember me. If not, go over to pusherlife.org. Go to the office link and get your copy of It Takes One to Know One, People PUS'HER, and Remember Me. And while you over there, if you haven't, take the pledge. Healing 1 million people, one person at a time. Take that pledge. You're not taking a pledge to me. You're not taking a pledge to your peer that's in the chat. You're taking a pledge to commit to your own growth and development, but you're saying we want to do this thing collectively. And if you are in the PUS'HER community, I see you, Texas, in the building. I see you, Brianna. Thank you for showing up. I see you, Cynthia. Michelle is on the scene in the background coming through for us in the chat. I see you, Brittany Taylor. I see you. I missed the name. I can't pronounce it. Pursue Dreams. I see you. I thank y'all for showing up. And so we're going to get right into it. So I'm not going to introduce this beautiful face. I know some of y'all are wondering who is that? And some of y'all know who it is. So I'm going to actually ask you to dismantle anything that you think that's going to happen on this evening. Let's start with a clean slate. Although you know a person, my question to you in the PUS'HER community is, do you really know the person? That's my question to you. And I want you to keep that in mind. I said what I said. I did. I said what I said. I mean it. I want you to challenge your own self throughout there, because we're not just showing up just to show up. We are expecting something week after week, or less we're just wasting our time. And I know in my mind, I don't want to think that we're wasting our time. And so I want you to think about the people in your life that impacts your life. How well do you know them on purpose? With purpose. Yes, PUS'HER community, hit that like button. I see y'all are coming through, and I need the likes to match the views. Push me through the algorithm. That is how you can support the PUS'HER channel. Like, comment, and share. That pushes me through the algorithm. Shout out to all my subscribers. Thank y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. But without further ado, I am not going to introduce this beautiful queen beside me. What I am going to do is my little rant, like I always do. What I will say about this young lady that is sitting next to me, one of the things that you have helped me realize about myself is that my troubles isn't with my destiny. I don't, my struggles, my hangups is not about my destiny. What I realized in my relationship with you, that my troubles, my struggles, that internal thing that keeps coming up for me is regarding the contamination of my own history. That's deep when you can own that. And that is something that you give me so that I can realize that it isn't my destiny that I'm afraid of. It isn't. And what I mean by that, it isn't my future. It isn't what I can become when I wake up in the morning. It isn't the fresh start that I can have when I wake up. It isn't that. It's people finding out my history. It's people judging what they find out, which is why I chose to heal out loud, because once I put it out there, it's nothing you can do with it. Now, you want to take my baggage once I give it away, that's on you. But I am healed. I'm whole, stable, and solid. And so I thank you. I thank you for being a participant in my growth and development. I'm going to get into how we first met. And I want you to recognize that how we met isn't what is important to me. That's not what's important to me. It's the result that came after how we met is what's important to me. And I need you to feel that. And I need you to receive that. Because what you do for me is add to the quality of my life. I am not that one that is so prideful to show up like I got it together, that I know everything. Look, I showed up on Sunday on a boat with jeans, a black t-shirt, and a black jacket. And homegirl was like, sis, now you know how I feel about black in this weather. Where is your dress? Who did you consult with, sis? And I love it because I don't know everything. And the part that I missed was I should have called her. I should have. What I always do when I don't understand or when I have questions, I always call you. And never once have you turned away. And never once have you mishandled me in a way in which makes me feel worse than what I already feel, because I don't know. Even when it comes to dressing, clothes, when we show up to different places, you just give me so much intentionally. And the fact that my sister values and see who you are and how important, you're not just important to me, you are important to the people that are in my life that you don't know. Oftentimes they want to tell you thank you. Why? Because they know my history. They know my history. And so before we begin, I just want to just say publicly, thank you. Thank you for being a vital instrument in my life. So let's get with it. I'm off my rant. Here's my disclaimer. Yes, this is the executive director of Pivot Workforce Development. But this is what I want you to know. We're not talking about Pivot on tonight. What I need you to understand, that the leaders that serve in the community that you live in, is more to them than just you.
Yes.
It is more to them just showing up and doing the work. It is more to them. And oftentimes we don't give our leaders the space to be human, the space to say, look, I hurt just like you. I go through life just like you. It's just so happened that God chose me as a time such as this to do what it is that I do. But that is not totally who I am. That's just one aspect of who I am. And I just thank God. Yes, she is an honorary sister. Yes, she is. Yes, yes, yes. And so I'm just going to go straight in it. And I'm going to ask that you enter. She is a vital instrument in so many lives. We love and appreciate you. Yes, we do. The woman that you are. But tonight, I have the privilege to speak not only to the woman that you are, but the leader that you are. And we're going to get into all of that because this is definitely a challenge for me. It always is, that part. We all are human. Yes, we are. And sometimes we forget that when we are going through. Sometimes we forget that when a person doesn't have the capacity to show up for you because they need to show up for themselves. And so on tonight, we're going to learn some things, and we're going to begin to appreciate the leaders and the women and the men that are in our life that we esteem. We are going to begin to appreciate them as individuals because we are having a human experience. Yes, V. Yes, your child is in the chat. And yes, ATL is in the building. Scream. The people push a hello from Lori, my sister in love from Atlanta. Hey, sister in love. Yes. Brianna Brinkley is in the chat. Yes, she is amazing, isn't she? And I'm not being selfish. I'm growing up. Yes. High Def is in the building. It's Veach. Yes, it is Big Veach in the building. All right, y'all calm down because y'all pushing me. All right. So can you introduce yourself to some people who don't really know who you are? I see a couple people in the chat that I know that do not know who you are. Can you introduce yourself to those people and then remind other people of who you are and what you bring to the pusher community?
So I am Veronica Jackson, and as you can see tonight, I came prepared. I did not wear my pivot gear or anything else. I came with the original area code 410 because I am a Baltimore native, West Baltimore indeed, but I am a Baltimore native. I am born and bred in Baltimore. I am a woman's woman. I can go on about all the different titles and accolades. Yes, I am the executive director of Pivot. However, deeper than that, I am a Black woman who is the champion of women. I love women and I love to see other women grow, but more importantly, I love my community. I love my city, and I just really love my people. If you know me, even if you don't know me, most people that do know me, my closest friends will nickname me Angela for Angela Davis because I love my people, and I just want to see my people be the very best version of ourselves, to strive, to grow. And I just believe in advocating not only for myself, but for all of those around me. And for those who I don't know, those who are yet to come, because our story can only be told by us.
Yes.
And we have to protect the story that is being told. Who better to tell it other than us?
Yes. Oh my goodness. I gotta calm down, honey. I gotta calm down. See, they think you the one gonna be cutting up, but it's really me. I gotta calm down. All right, so straight out of back break, I'm gonna ask you, what's on your mind? Like right now in this moment, what is on your mind? This is a space where we heal out loud. This is a space where we are free to be who we are. And that is something that you teach me on a daily basis, to be who I am as I am, unapologetically, but understanding that there is a fine line.
Yes.
In that. That there is a fine line. And we're going to talk about that fine line later. But right now, I just want to know what is on your mind. And keep in mind that the topic, I know what y'all think. I said what I said. I know what y'all think. Those of us that know V and be around V and hang around V, we probably got our holy oil. Some of us got our holy oil. Some of us is clutching our pearls. Some of us, let me just tell you, relax.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, just relax, respectfully, relax. And I'll get into that, why I'm encouraging you to relax. I'll get into that a little bit later. But I want to know, it's important to me. I want to know, as a woman, as a Black woman that lives in Baltimore City, who loves her city, who loves her people, even beyond Baltimore, but Baltimore in particular, because that is where you reside. What is on your mind? What is in your heart? What do you want people to know from you?
I think that what I know right now is, first, I am honored to just be able to show up in a space and be authentically myself. where although I'm able to show, I know that there is a responsibility, but there is also an opportunity. So a lot of times we are able to enter into spaces and we forget that each space that we enter, there is an opportunity. And we don't always know what we're going to do with that opportunity. We don't know why we're called into certain spaces. And we sometimes forget just the magnitude of our presence and why it's important for us to be who we are in that moment, in that space. That is why it's so important for us to cover ourselves, for us to be who we are, not only from the inside, but also from the outside, to show up with such a place from not only our heart, but our outsides to show that we are who we say we are. That is why it's important. When I say it, I mean it. If I say I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna show up. I bust into Carlita's office like, wait a minute. Everybody else done been up on the show. I ain't get up on here, right? And so, look, the universe opened itself up. There was something else on all of our schedules, and it just worked out that I was able to be here. And I don't take it lightly. So when you say what is on my mind, what's on my mind is that I'm honored. I'm honored for this opportunity to be here. It means a lot to me, just as I know it means a lot to you, because I can remember the phone call. I can remember sitting down, writing down in my little book all the things that you said that you wanted, and to be here, to be in this moment with you. I'm honored.
Wow. Too many things is happening at one time. Let me calm myself down. My brother is calling me. Everybody is texting me and calling me. Come on YouTube. That's where you will find us. Come on YouTube. Yes. Let's delve into that, because one of the things that I've recognized is that most people really don't understand the importance of building a relationship.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't really understand that. And I'm not just saying any kind of relationship. I'm saying the kind of relationship, man, look at y'all. Miss Van, I see you. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you, Show. I see your comments. I see you. One of the things of many things that I appreciate you is that you are intentional about building relationships. And what you have helped me realize is that what I told you at the beginning is that I'm not, my focus isn't how we met.
Mm-hmm.
It's the result
Mm-hmm.
from that first conversation. And I can say that you have been the most consistent, one of the most vocal, even when I don't want you to be, the most hands-on in my re-entry space, in my personal space. One of the things that is important to me as an individual is someone to hear me when I open my mouth. And I want to know from you, where does that come from? Your innate ability to really hear the person's heart, regardless of the opinions that you may have of the person. You bypass that and you are able to reach to that person's heart and connect to that, regardless of how you feel personally. We're going somewhere with this.
Mm-hmm. I think that I'm one of those people that I think that God has allowed me to have that as a gift. I'm not going to say that I've had the best upbringing or the worst upbringing, right? It was definitely bumpy. But no matter what me and my mother went through, the one thing I can always say, my mother heard me, whether I was cussing, whether I just got suspended, whether I just got into a scuffle, whether I wasn't going to do the dishes, whether she, I'm just saying, look, I just got pregnant, whatever it was, good, bad, indifferent, she always heard me out.
Wow.
And I remember, and it wasn't like my mother was rich. She had a whole bunch to offer, but she heard. And I know the impact. A lot of times people walk around and suffering because nobody is listening. Nobody is hearing them. Like, you literally can just walk around and not feel like you are there because nobody truly sees or hears you, right? And it was always a bunch of shit going on. I mean, a bunch of stuff going on at my
I think you passed the 2-minute mark. You good?
at my grandmother's house, right? And so it was just a lot. It's always a lot, but it was always an opportunity that when I was with my mother was able to hear. Even if she couldn't do anything about it, she would hear me out, even if she didn't agree. And so I realized that even when I was angry with her, you can do more by just listening to a person. They will forever remember that you heard them out in that moment and showing up and being present for them. You know why I can do it for you, Carlita? Because I want to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Now, if anybody knows me, you know I don't want to be seen. I go to award ceremonies all the time and I'll be like, all right, do these people really what? I'll be like, do they really know me?
Right.
Do they really know the word pivot?
Right.
Have they really come by and seen what we doing?
Right.
The awards that matter to me are those awards that the people have really taken the time to hear the stories of the women, to see the work in action, right? Not someone who's actually went on the website and clicked on something and said, oh, this is amazing. But the people who've really heard us out, right? The people who really know me. Those are the awards that I really cherish near and dear to my heart. And so it's the same principle. I want to be heard. We all are on this journey where we just want to be heard. We want to be accepted and we want to be loved. That's it. That's it. That's all. And so it's easy for me to give that of myself because it's the same thing I want in return.
Right. So just keeping in mind, I said what I said.
And did.
Indeed. So the part, a lot of people don't, I know, I'm for sure and for certain that a lot of people don't get the privilege to see that side of you. I said what I said. And even those that do get, I ain't even I'm going to say privilege because it challenges you. Because even though it may hurt in the moment, the reward is so much greater. It makes it worth going through that, sitting in that ring with you, personal or professional. It makes it worth it. Because one thing's for certain, two things for sure, you are going to find a way to make this interaction healthy. You're going to find a way to create a solution together, even when you don't want to. But because you know you want to sleep at night, you're going to make that thing right. But I want to shift a little bit. As a mother, let me shout out my baby and say, Maya, thank you. Thank you for understanding not just the calling on your mother's life, but recognizing just how special she is. Unselfishly, you share her with so many people because you recognize how great she really is. Most children don't understand because you show up for everybody as I wonder, I ask you all, how do you do it? I just thank God that he gives you the fortitude. He gives you the strength. He gives you the will. He gives you what you need to show up in the capacity that you show up for other people. I even see what's up Baltimore TV is in the chat, the People Station. Thank you for showing up. But even that's just an example that you went to a ceremony under What's Up Baltimore, and you seen something, and as a result of that, you responded to it, and you said, Carlita, speak to that lady and let her know she need a space. I got her. Tell her call me.
Mm-hmm.
That's not about position. That is about a woman seeing what another woman is doing, and you've got the resources, and you have something that can make it greater, that can make it better, that can make it more comfortable, that can just that can create another option. That's who you are naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know, so many I'm just, because it's me, I'm just gonna speak for myself. If you in the chat want to know too, you got to put in the chat, I want to know, because this is a woman who says what she says, and she says it and doesn't take it back, but sometimes find herself apologizing for not what she says but how she says it. Michelle Daniels said, bring it back. Michelle Daniels said, what are the 3 pains from your childhood that you would say are your strengths today? Ooh. And I'll get back to my original question.
I think the 3 pains from my childhood, always having to relocate, makes it easy for me to talk to people today. Right? So whenever you have to move a lot, you always in a new neighborhood, you always that new girl, or it makes it easier for you to communicate with people. Whether I was living out Sedonia with my aunt, or living at my grandmother's, or with my mother, or wherever we were going, I can talk to a fly on the wall. I think that is definitely one of my strengths. I think knowing that just because you want it to work out and you're doing good doesn't mean that it's going to always work out. And being able to figure out what's going to be your plan B or your plan C if plan A don't work. When I think of things that I think of in my mind, people that work alongside me, people that live with me, know how my brain works, and the idea just comes. But if this doesn't work, what's going to be idea number 2 or idea number 3? And that came from disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. Disappointment builds grit. Disappointment allows you to troubleshoot. Disappointment, I never felt entitled for anything in my life. All of my best friends from childhood will probably tell you I've probably had more jobs than a little bit. So it's no wonder that I worked with a workforce development program. I started working at like 14. So the strength of being willing to do what it takes, I'm going to do what it takes, no matter what, because I had to. All of those lessons, I probably shouldn't have had to get them as early as I did, but I did. And it made me the person that I am today.
Right.
It made me where so many people are like, oh, well, you've been through this and you've been through that. And, in certain circles, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Don't be sorry for me. Mm-hmm. Because I hadn't endured those things, right? And it's not praising your trauma. It's not praising your struggle. But I will say this, I'm thankful that God put me through the things that he put me through, because if he didn't, then I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be able to master some of the challenges that I have, and the ability to say, I can tell my daughter certain things like, yo, don't move this way, because I've already done it. That grit and that determination is so important, and everybody doesn't have it. And I recognize that. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for some of the things that I have encountered, especially all of the times that I've had to move, all of the times that we had to start over. One thing that I've never ever been afraid of, at 40 years old, I'm starting all over again in different chapters of my life. And I'm okay to do it. And I'm not afraid. You know why? Because I've watched my mom do it, and I did it so many times before. I know that whatever you lose, you can get it back 10 times full. It's all up to you. And
Right.
I think that I'm grateful for that, because someone else, it would have broke them. Someone
Right.
else, it would have crumbled them. Someone else, the fear of just having to start all over would have polarized them to stay in that situation. It would have polarized them to stay at that job. It would have polarized them to stay with that man, or stay in that negative, toxic family situation.
Right.
But the ability to start over came from me always having to start over, to relocate, to start again. So I'm grateful for those things in my childhood.
Wow. That's incredible. And it helps someone like me, even though I understand because I'm around you a lot. Are you walking in your passion? That is a question from Marlo.
Absolutely, Marlo. I think that my passion has always been to help people connect to their journey, right? My passion has always been, how am I helping people? When people talk to me naturally, I'm a problem solver. I can take something and put a vision together in a whole plan, right? And so being able to do so, helping people who look like me, meaning Black women, put their own plan together and to heal while putting their plan, not a plan that somebody put together for them, but something that they desire in their hearts. A lot of us didn't have opportunities to build the families that we want, or create the lives that we wanted, or the jobs or careers that we wanted. So for me to have the ability to say, listen, one, I got to create the work family and team that I wanted. I don't just go to work and be like, okay, I'm going to work. This is my work. No. Each and every person that is in my office is there because they are there by assignment and connection. These are people that I desire. And my sister has been doing a whole big lesson with me on desire. Ain't that right, Shell? These are people that I desire to work alongside of, and to do this work. And then every day to walk in my purpose of connecting women to creating a life that they desire. I ultimately work in my passion, and I get to be my authentic self. Years before even working at Pivot, I worked in a career where I definitely was myself, but I was restricted. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely had to um, put up with so many different things. I had to code switch. I did not look like
Who you
what
were.
was being presented at that atmosphere. And it was intentional. God placed me there in order to learn the game, in order to be able to lead at the next level of Pivot. And so I understood while I was there. But today, every day, I put up with some of the stuff that I put up with because it is my passion. It is my honor to get up every day and do what I do from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep.
And you know what I appreciate, and I'm glad. That's why I didn't want to have a conversation with you before or after. I don't have a conversation with no one. What would you say? I'm gonna ask that question, so hold that thought. One of the things that I appreciate, how I know is real for you, is even when I don't want to talk about it, it still comes up. And I did it on purpose. I said it on purpose because even though in my heart I know it's more to you than just pivot, the truth of the matter is, in that space, you are operating mostly in your purpose. You're operating, everything gels together with who you are as an individual, because God gave you God gave somebody else some ideas. But what it is today, God gave you the vision to allow yourself to create a community of people who shares the same spiritual DNA that you share, that has the same passion. My my question to that is, I'm gonna save it. So Shao wanted to know, what would your 13-year-old self, it takes one to know one, go get the workbook and journal, go to pusherlife.org and get your copy of It Takes One to Know One. I'm telling you, it will change the way that you think. I'm trying to tell you, and it will help you put your emotions in perspective and teach you a level of accountability that does not exist today. Michelle Daniels said, what would you say to your 13-year-old self from your 40-year-old voice?
Be kind to yourself. I was not I was not very
Take your time.
I was not very kind to my 13-year-old self. I was angry with her. I was angry with my mom. I was angry with my father. My life was just a mess, and I didn't give nobody no breaks. Period. Like, if you want it, you can get it. What's up? Right? And Grace, it's gonna all work out. I wanted to figure out a way to control it all and be in control of it all. And a lot of the decisions that I made was out of a place of fear and not being able to be in control of it. And thinking that I was going to be able to control it. And I couldn't. I couldn't control it, In the end, it's going to all work out. I would tell my 13-year-old self, sis, this stuff ain't in your control, and you ain't gotta control it.
Right.
I really would, right?
Wow.
Because of the desire to control it and keep it under wraps, I just made some crazy decisions, and I was angry with everybody. Like, I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight your mama. I'm gonna fight your mama's mama. Okay, what's up, right? And I wasn't scared of anything, and that scares me. At 40, that scares me. I wasn't scared of nothing. And so I just would say, be kind to yourself. Don't worry about controlling so much, because these things are out of your control, but they will work out.
Right.
And that's why, if anybody knows me, I am hard on the ladies. Don't get me wrong. But I'm super hard on the ladies with kids because it's not within the kids' control. I hold them to a standard of being understanding that you have a bigger responsibility because you made a decision that is outside of yourself. You have made a commitment to this child or children that you gotta show up. You gotta honor that commitment. And it's not about clothes. It's not about tennis shoes. It's not about those things. It is about an emotional and a mental responsibility to be present. And what are you pouring into that child? That is what matters. Because guess
Right.
we gonna outgrow J's.
Right.
We
Yep.
gonna outgrow. I had parasucos. Y'all might not remember parasucos, but I had parasucos. I had all that. You're gonna outgrow that. The stuff
Right.
out of style would come back, all of that, right? But it is about what is going into this baby. What are we pouring in? Are you so busy with yourself that you don't even see what's going into them, right? And so I hold the ladies to a higher standard because of my younger self. I did.
Right.
But I'm transparent about it. When they come in my office, when I'm talking to my homegirls or I'm talking to my friends, I am very transparent about that, right? Because it's a part of my healing journey. It is a part of who I am, and understanding that if we want our generations to be better, then we have to show up and be better. We have to hear them. We have to love them. And that doesn't mean loving them only when they're doing right. That means, how are we loving them when they're doing wrong? That
Right.
means holding them accountable. Are we having difficult conversations? Are we listening to them not only for what we hear that they're saying, but what they're not saying? That's what I'm talking about when I say what our responsibility is to our babies. That's my younger self.
I said what I said. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So, wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank
Now,
you.
why you got me on this thing crying and
Thank
all that?
you.
You don't do all this to everybody else still.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your vulnerability. Thank you for sharing your
Absolutely.
heart with us. I think that is important every now and then, to be able to be raw and honest with intentions.
Absolutely.
Something that Malia said, I caught in the chat. She said that you're hard, but you're soft.
Absolutely.
And
If
a
you
lot of people do not get the chance. I'm not going to say a lot of people. There is a number of people who doesn't quite understand the crossover. They
yeah,
don't understand that you are hard for all the reasons that you said. But like Malia, I agree. I don't tell people this, but in my mind, when I'm listening to people, I'll be like, she the wuss for real. Y'all don't know.
yes.
She's the baby. Y'all don't know that. But because your delivery, people don't realize and know that, Malia, but that is very true. Yes, yes, the statement that Malia said is very true, and I definitely agree with that. V is a teddy bear for
Yeah.
real in her heart of hearts. She is so gentle, she is so nurturing, she is so kind. But what I can appreciate about, there's duality in everybody. What I can appreciate is that she's not ashamed of the hard part. You have to respect an individual for who they are as they are. And I assure you, as hard as she comes across, That's how hard she loves. That's how hard she cares. That's how hard she fights, not just for herself. I fuss at her to take care of her. We'll get into that in a minute, in a second. But I'm telling you, this is a woman who loves unconditionally, who will go out of her way and maneuver and navigate through her own emotions to make sure that your heart knows that you are heard, that your heart will know that it is loved. She really is. She gonna give you hard up, V, but open up to her and her heart follows. Yes, yes, yes. This is important. Like, definitely, he's saying that. Leader definitely be saying that. I do, don't I? I don't be telling on me. She's a teddy bear with them hands and with such a huge heart. And so let's flip this thing. You needed that cry. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I oftentimes believe that when you are a leader operating in the people business, you have to make time to cry for yourself, because it is not easy. And that's why it was important enough for me to say, I want to talk to Veronica Jackson V. See, one thing that V helped me understand and I already had it in perspective and it already was a thought, but it made me like really, really zoom in and embrace it. There's a power in a name. And being in V's life, I understand that she can identify who you are to her by how you address her. Am I lying?
No, you're not.
Yes, V is contagious. She got all of us with that same energy, and we love big and hard. I often say you got to be careful of who you choose to follow. And I did not, meeting V, I did not make it a secret. I did not make it a secret. I've met many leaders, big time leaders. I did not make it a secret. What makes you special, V? And she proved to me what makes her not only special, what makes her unique. What makes her different? Because those things, yes, we are more alike than we are different, but I want to focus on what makes us different, because those things that makes us different is what adds to the quality of life. Yeah. Those things that sets us apart is what adds to somebody else's momentum. Those things that sets us apart is what adds to someone's growth and development. And so I just want to just join in with the chat and definitely say that we appreciate who you are as an individual, but we also appreciate who you are as a leader in the city of Baltimore. The city of Baltimore right now is in a crisis, but we are not discouraged. We are not shrinking back. We are not taking this experience and saying that it's the end, because it's leaders that like you who says it's more to us in this city than what you see. Yes. Like I'm saying, it's more to Veronica than what you see with the 24 hours that you have. It's more to her than just that. And every now and then I want to give space so that you can say and demonstrate just what it is that makes you who you are. And it's everything that you bring to the table. Let me go back in the chat.
I want to say something to that.
Are y'all
I want people to understand this, is that because our city is in a crisis, but what many of us fail to realize, and I mean, for those who are around me, most of the time, because I say this all the time, there is no Calvary coming to save us.
Come on now, you talking good.
We need to understand that the Calvary is already within us. The Calvary of your ancestors' DNA. If we understood the history of our people, if we understood just how powerful we are, the reason I'm able to stand here today is because my mama stood here, because my mama's mama, my great grandmama, and those that came before us were able to stand through some of the roughest times. Our ancestors, we don't need everything that we need is
Come on
within
now.
us. It is already within
You
us.
talking good.
We
You
as a
talking good.
people have to dig within us and come together and understand. Yes, there are other forces that might have the money and the resources, but what we need is already within us. We as a people already got it. The
Yeah.
reason that we look the way that we look and we operate in the way that we operate is because we don't even understand the power and the magnitude and the history of who we are as a people.
Come on now. You talking good. You talking good. Miss Prince said, are y'all hiring that pivot? It's full of amazing people who carry a vibe. Now and I see why it's the leader. No, we not hiring.
But we really, 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 really like what we have. It don't listen. If I can help me out, I can help you out. If you can help
Right.
you out, you can help the next one out. That's all it takes. All it
Right.
takes is love and commitment and a willingness, right? And I'm not saying we're gonna save everybody, but the key word is willingness. If that person is open, if their heart is willing, regardless of what, we spend too much time in our community. I'm gonna bust it all the way down and be transparent. Forget the community, in our own families, judging each other, not wanting to help each other. If there is a willingness, in some families it ain't a willingness, and I understand you have to leave them behind. I can tell you right now, there are people in my own family that I love with all the veins in my body, my heart, but there is not a willingness to change. There is not a willingness to grow. There is not a willingness or desire for anything different. And so, because I know I'm on a different road and destined to do something different, they can't go. I love them. But for those who got that door open and they want to do something different, they trying to go somewhere, those are the people that we can take. That's all our community needs. Stop thinking that we gonna get this relief from our elected officials. Stop thinking that our elected officials showing you what's going on. We gotta know that we the people have enough within us. Our ancestors survived slavery.
Yes.
There's no crisis big enough that we can't survive what's happening in our streets. It starts with love. It starts with willingness. Are we willing to put in the work? Do we
Right.
have the tenacity? Are we willing to walk arm by arm and be locked in with each other? That's all it takes.
Right. 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 Wow. As we
In the words of 3-6, if they don't want to
there
be
it is.
saved,
Don't
don't save them. If they don't want to be saved.
I was waiting for it. This is the shift. All right, you took me right where I need to be, baby. You took me right where I want to be. So, before we end, you said some powerful things, and if anything that was said, I'm going to ask you to go back and watch it and share it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're trying to get in the chat and you can't do it, that's because you have to subscribe. And in the meantime, between time, don't forget to go over Push Your Life over to pushyourlife.org. Go to the office link, get your copy of It Takes One to Know One workbook and journal, People Pusher, and Remember Me. And while you're over there, don't forget to take the pledge. Healing 1 million people, one person at a time. We going somewhere, people. Understand. Karen Cook says, I'm staying connected to be protected. I've been a lone ranger for far too long. Amen. Yes, yes. Tap in and come get this work, baby, because we got it to give. We got it to give. Yes. So I'm going to ask, what do you do as a leader when they don't want to be saved?
I think that the only thing you can do is just turn it over to God. I mean, it's you start with leading in your family. You start with leading in your household. It's nothing else. When a person doesn't want to be saved, you can't force it. You know that either they are going to make a conscious choice that they want something different, or they're going to come to it on their own terms. Sometimes they don't come to it on their own terms and they get swallowed up by their decisions. But I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, people always say, V, how do you do it? Why did you do it? I was having a good conversation yesterday with someone, and I said, once I've checked off all the boxes, was I good to you? Did I offer you the resources? Did I offer you the information? Did I come with unconditional love? If you choose something different, I'm giving you the right to choose. And I got to respect your choices, even if your choice ain't for you. If you choosing not to save you, if you choosing not to move a certain type of way, guess what? Love means that I love you enough to let you choose for yourself. That's right. Real love. That's real right. Love. That ain't conditioned. That ain't, oh, I love you when you choosing what I want you to choose. No, it's I love you regardless. But I'm just not going the road that you're going. I'm going to let you choose for yourself.
Yes. Thank you. I share the same sentiments as Mrs. Prince. I want to shout out Mama Maxine and say thank you for giving us this gift. Thank you for sharing this gift with us. We definitely appreciate you because we know without you there will be no her. So we definitely thank you. Even with the personal histories, I know that love is unconditional. I do know that. But before we end, let me speak to the leader in you and the woman in you all at the same time. Why? Because you are one person, one individual. But I just want to speak to the leader in you and the woman in you. It is important to me that you really understand the importance of not allowing people to have direct access to you. I want you to think about the conversation that I want you to think about what you shared with me earlier about the market. We're not going to get into it. I want you to think about that. It's moments like that for me was a God moment. For me, listening to you, you were minding your own business, and somebody knew you. You famous, girl. You famous. People know you. I know you don't like nothing about it, but it comes with who you are and how you have positioned yourself in the city of Baltimore, because you chose to commit yourself to do this kind of work, personally and professionally. It all goes together because you take you everywhere you go. And I want you to understand that everyone cannot, I don't care, not even me. Everyone doesn't have, hold up, let me think about that before I include myself. But everybody does not or should not have direct access to you.
Absolutely.
Because not necessarily the higher, but when God takes you to do different phases in your life, you get further and further away from your history, from your past, from yesterday. Even today, we're further away as time keeps ticking. And I'm saying all of that to say, because it takes a special kind of person to do what you do. Yeah. I tell you all the time, stop sending me to these places. I ain't built for it, but then you keep sending me anyway to show me that I am built for it. But I'm saying I know my lane and I know how far I am willing to go. I'm not willing to go to certain places that you go because one, I don't speak that language and it ain't my lane and it ain't my gift and it ain't my desire, baby. But I'm saying all that to say is God, one thing that I appreciate about you, what you can't do, you'll find somebody else that can do it. Hear me. You're not one of those type of people, personally and professionally, that will try to figure everything out on your own. You are self-aware to know what it is that you have the capacity for. And the things that you don't have the capacity for, God has enabled you to select a few people to fulfill those things that you can't fulfill, to allow those people to go to places that you don't have the capacity to go, allows certain people to talk to people that you don't have the time to go talk to. I'm saying all this to say that you have to. This is me talk. This is the pusher pushing the leader, and it's uncomfortable. It really is. But this is, I know my place in certain individuals' lives, and I'm saying take advantage of what God has placed in your life, personally and professionally. And when you have the time, when God creates the time for you to get away, I need you to get away. When God tells you, when your body tells you to break, I need you to break. I don't care what's going on, because God, you have personally and professionally, you have people in your life that will hold it down for you. But as the leader in the city of Baltimore, and knowing the stresses that come with being a leader in the city of Baltimore, you gotta kind of back up and regroup and draw that line, that boundary, and not give everybody direct access to you. I appreciate that you're getting much more healthier in that area, I must say.
I receive it. Amen. I receive it.
I must say. But it would behoove me if I did not publicly say this, because I want the people that says that they love you to hold you to it. I want them to help you help yourself. That when you want to get up and go away, guess what, sis? You deserve it. When you want to get away and not think about work, not think about the stresses of other people, guess what? You deserve that, sis. And God has placed people in your personal and professional life that will allow you to do just that. And I need you to operate in that. That's your lane as a leader and personally, because people look up to you. People you give of yourself freely. And sometimes it pisses me off, because I'm like, go to bed. Go turn your phone off. Seriously, I'm like, because you are one of the ones with the bullhorn that says self-care. Self-care, making sure that the team, when you break. But guess who's working? You in your personal life. Even when you're not working, you're working, because it's somebody having something here, it's somebody having something there. And I'm saying, when are you going to realize that we talking about the future? We talking about tomorrow.
Yes.
When are you going to take advantage of the opportunities that God creates for you to take a step back and just breathe without worrying or concerning yourself what other people stresses? You gotta practice that. You have to a little bit more. You're getting better.
I'm getting better.
But I want to push you to kind of lean more into practicing your right to remain silent, and practicing your right to not work when you don't have to. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling, and practice your right to not serve people, especially when you need to serve yourself. You got a child. I know she grown, but you still away from your child. Mm-hmm. When you're working in your other places. I know there's things that you want to experience with your child. But you can't because you have all these obligations and responsibilities. And I'm saying, whatever it is that you want to do in this lifetime, I want you to experience it. Why? Because you deserve it. Why? Because you owe it to yourself. You do, you love so hard. Now is the time. You in the chat, if you know if you know her personally, and if you just getting to know her, I want to challenge you. This is important. I want to challenge you. When you text her, don't ask her for nothing. Ask her how she's doing. When you call her, don't ask her about so and so. Ask her, how is she feeling in that moment? Is it something that she needs assistance with? I'm going somewhere, people. I need you to follow me. I know we get ready, we hitting the mark, but I want to challenge you, those that says that I love Big Beach, I love Veronica, I love thee. I want to challenge you this week. Today is Wednesday. You got till today to next Wednesday. When you hit her line, don't ask her for nothing. Don't ask her to do nothing. I want you to ask her, how can I serve you, sis? And even if she decides not to use it, that's for her. But you did your part. You did your part. Don't ask her for nothing. Nothing. This is how we're going to practice how to take care of our leaders in our communities, in our families. This is how we show up for them. Every now and then, we don't look at them as the strong one, but we look at them as a human being that still needs, that still has desires, that still want to explore this life. What is the resources that you have that can send her? She likes to travel. You got resources that will help her go fly wherever she wants to go, take the train or wherever she go. What do you have to offer? What can you bring to the table?
And I like to eat, as you can tell.
She loves to eat. She's a foodie.
I like to eat.
She's a foodie. Love to eat. Send a gift card. Look at her. How you doing today? Did she get my crab cake though?
Listen, after today's show, we gonna get them crab cakes tomorrow. Okay.
I will do it. Chantal says I will do it more often. Thank you. I appreciate you. I don't know who that is, but I definitely appreciate it. Mel says, thank you for this. My daughter and I watched together, and it was such an inspiration to her and motivation to me. I'm grateful, ladies. Can't wait to connect with you both again soon. Thank you for tapping in and welcome to the Pusher community. Coco says, I needed this message. See, you always got something for me. Yes, she do. But this week we want to have something for her. And if you have plans to come through the office, bring her something to eat. Ask her first, text her what she likes, surprise her. She is someone who really, it does not take much for her to warm her heart. It really doesn't. It's the little things that matters. It's the thought that count. And so on this week, I want you to pour into her. I want you to motivate her. I want you to let her know that her service in the city of Baltimore is not unnoticed. Remember, she's not impressed with the people that don't know her and don't really know what it means to get in the mud, that don't really know what it means to meet people right where they are. Well, my challenge to you is to meet Veronica right where she is. The Black Avengers strikes. And to know that is still absolutely okay. I agree. Okay. Before we end, is there anything that you want to say to the people? Angie's food. Yes, she do. Yeah. She took it. Yes. My first time there was with her. Is there anything that you want to say to the people before we end?
I just want to say thank you to everyone that joined us today. And as we close out, just remember that at the end of the day, at the center of everything, just remember to show up in love. Love is unconditional. It's not defined by conditions. It's not defined by someone being perfect or doing everything perfect. But just giving of yourself with an open heart, an open mind. That is just true love. But it's also loving with accountability, having standards, being present, hearing one out, and having tough and difficult conversations. The more we do that, the more we can have better families, better communities. We can have healthy relationships. Just love up on each other, y'all, because we all we got. And I'm telling y'all, we the sauce for real.
Yes, yes, yes. And with that said, um, support your girl. I have been invited to an authors expo August the 24th. From 3 to 6. The tickets are only $15 and they got food, y'all. For
Okay.
$15. So yes, come out and support. I will be posting. I have flyers. I will be circulating them. Come out and support, support, support. In the meantime, between time, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Until next time, I see you next week at 6:30 on Wednesday. Until then, shout outs to Michelle in the background holding it down for me in the chat. Thank you, Asabi, for your love, compassion, for pushing us forward, keeping it real. Bless you, bless you, bless you. And I thank you for always showing up live and watching a playback. She can attest that I do respond to the chat when I get the notification. I really, really do. And if you have not taken the pledge, go over to pusherlife.org. Take the Healing 1 Million People pledge. I'm telling you, we are on to something. Take that pledge. It's not for me. It's not for V. It is for you. Participating in your own growth and development, but on a collective level. I really enjoy your interview, Miss Veronica. You brought out some very interesting points that hit home. I take it to heart. May God continue to bless you in all your endeavors. Kina says, I love y'all. Thank you for this and sharing with us, getting to understand you better and why you do what you do. Yes, yes, yes. We can go all night, but we can't. I see if y'all want to see V back. If y'all want to hear more from her, y'all got to go to pusherlife.org, contact us, and somebody will respond to you. But if you want to see Veronica back, if you want to hear her voice, you got to go to pusherlife.org and let me know. If you are brave enough and courageous enough and ready to heal out loud, go over to pusherlife.org and we will make that happen. Michelle Daniel said, bring her back. Well, you know what to do, boo. Go to pusherlife.org and let me know. Bring Veronica Jackson back. Yes, thank you for
yes. Please share, y'all. Share. Please subscribe. This is just healing out loud. Is just so important. We just need to heal. Please, please, push,
yes.
Share, like, subscribe. It's so important.
When Pusha starts saying why, you know she's at her bed. All right, listen, you know I respect your time because I respect my time. You could be anywhere, but you choose to push forward every Wednesday at 6:30, and I do not take that for granted. And I just thank y'all for always showing up. I don't want to do this without you, and it is a difference. You'll be back. Wink. It definitely takes one to know one. Love y'all. See y'all next week. V, stay on. All right. It is your girl Pusher. If you're not pushing forward, you're moving backwards. Say it out loud. Forward ever, backwards never. No, really say that thing out loud. Forward ever, backwards never. Have you gotten your copy of It Takes One to Know One workbook and journal when people pusher? No, then travel over to pusherlife.org, go to the authors page, and you will find It Takes One to Know One and People Pusher. Come tap in.